Legion is no longer a mutant. Let me explain. This topic gets brought up every time you make a comparison of Legion to any other high tier entity. Oh, Legion versus Wanda, or just comparing them in power. Oh, no more mutants, you'll get erased from reality. Oh, Legion versus the Phoenix, or just comparing them in power. Oh, she's the totality of mutant kind. Get them out of existence. That's not how it's not gonna work out that way.
And just to show y'all, everything I'm referencing, I own, I've read, and this comic here is what's gonna prove my notion.
In order to find out why Legion no longer is a mutant, we have to see how his powers work, specifically his personalities, and his overall role in all of Marvel. And this is one series that tackles that. After the psychologist ends up falling within Legion's mindscape, we quickly learn that each and every one of his personalities are unique individuals. This isn't the only comic that shows this. I'll make more notions of that later on, but this goes into the meat and bones of it all. Everyone is doing their own thing. That's when I slide us over to Onslaught Revelation. It tells us what the altar is and what it can do. It is a pocket universe that Legion created himself that absorbs elements and individuals from baseline reality. This is an abstract and functionally limitless space. This is also referred to be a conceptual island. Stay with me now, we're almost there. Let's go over to Uncanny X-Men. In his fight with Negre, he shows us his multiple personalities of some of your favorite heroes. Sentry, Hulk, Wanda, etc, etc. These are the individuals he has absorbed from baseline reality, as noted here. It gets further reinforced by where the altar is placed. Directly linked to idea space. The sum of character stories preside. These personalities are not only the physical representations he absorbed through baseline reality, these are the sum of their stories. Hey, yeah, HeadofX, stop yapping. How does this mean he's not a mutant? X-Men Legacy. We're finally here, and I'm gonna take this is gonna be a long one right here. The entire series, it's noting that once Legion gains control of all his personalities, he would be a nigh omnipotent being. The problem, he is going to end up taking not only himself out, but all of mutant kind thanks to an aspect of himself known as the World Worm. His goal, to unite all mutant. Heavy hitter showed up, the Avengers, they could not stop him. All seems lost, and it was going to be if Legion didn't lock in. This whole line of dialogue is the most prevalent stuff, because it's noting Legion's anger of being bound by his narrative, bound by his story. Everything going wrong is because he cannot escape from that, from his destiny. The story was too dense. Turns out my story is stronger than I am. It rules me. Only reason that was the case is because he lacked motivation. Ruth gave it back to him. This is what happens when you love someone. Boom, final issue of the series. Legion's goal is to be beyond his own story, trying to find the overall source that binds his narrative, that caused every event to happen. Final push was hearing that his father was proud of him. An aspect of one of the infinite Legion's personalities shows up. He knows it's time to merge. This is where we get his symbolism in Marvel. He is the weaver. He is the spinner of dreams, maker of stories, the manipulator of reality. He is him. Every individual, every personality he's ever absorbed the infinite amount of is whole at last. In this very moment, Legion ascends beyond his story. And then looks back at his own story, noting the times where he's sundered creation, where he's killed elder gods, etc, etc. Let history sort itself out. Let the dimensions spiral and swirl. All the cataracts of possibility. Oh, I'm sure they'll survive. Stories are stronger than time or space. All use, showing that he is talking to us as the reader now. So don't be sad. This isn't an unhappy ending. Don't be sad. This is not an unhappy ending. I just refuse to exist in a world where I cannot rule myself. He erases himself from existence. The story itself is destroyed, symbolized by the pages being shattered. This doesn't stop Legion. This is all that's showing you. Legion is the result of every entity in Marvel. He is Legion. That's what his name and representation is, being the culmination of everyone in Marvel. The fact that he's above Marvel stories now gets reinforced in X-Men Blue Origin. Just one of his multiple personalities talking to us as the reader outside of the story he is not even a part of. Just doing this shit casually. Any Spider-Man's where we learn that it's just an aspect of Legion. David Haller is down deep within Nightcrawler's hope right now. Legion isn't bound to mortal concepts like mutants, etc. He is beyond that. He is an abstract entity. This gets reinforced again. His transcendence leads him to the realm of dominions, over space, into the mystery where concepts and abstracts reside. That is Legion. His purpose, the reason he got consumed, is because he contains the knowledge of every entity in baseline reality. The fact he's above the story right now is why he's not in comics. I believe after the wheel turns and all the higher dimensional entities also get to that level, be it Strange, Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix is already above the story too, but you know what I mean. Once that gets more fleshed out, that's when I believe Legion's gonna slide back into the story. Story as in like the comics. This means he's an abstract entity now. He's a result entity of everyone in baseline reality. He's not a mutant anymore. David Haller, that specific personality, is a mutant. That specific personality is the one that's referenced to be so in the Omega level list people like to use to try to disprove this.